How's it going? This is Martin here from Soul Trail. So as you can see, my table is full with bits and pieces, and what I want to talk to you today is about foot care and what I do to help my feet on a hike. So either prior to going on a hike or during a hike, it's always important to listen to your feet. I've seen a lot of people, I've done it myself at the start, where your feet are really sore but you just put your head down and grind through it, and you'll say, I'll fix it when I stop, or when I get my boots off I'll be fine, but you might be able to walk for a week after it. So listen to your feet. If you feel any bit of heat on the sole of your foot, feel anything on the back of your ankle, your toes, you name it. If you didn't cut your toenails, your toenail might be rubbing into each other. You've no idea. But never leave it go on. Stop. Open up your bag and take out the items that you should have with you when you're on a hike. So let me explain. So when I get a brand new pair of boots, I take out the insoles straight away. I never rely on the actual insoles, because use what works for you. And what has worked for me so far is these, and they're cheap. They're the Pro 2 Wellbeing soles. You get them in sizes, so you have to cut them to suit your boot. I have about 4 or 5 pairs of different shoes, boots, and I have these in every one of them. Why? Because they work for me. They are very cheap. I think they could be around €7 or something. I'll put a link in the description, but I'm telling you, this will really help you. You can see there's cushioning on the ball of your foot, and there's a lot of cushioning on the heel of your foot compared to the wafer thin that is the stock one. Okay, so first do that. As you see, I have a brand new pair here to go in my brand new handwag boots that I got. So I'm prepping these today. I have a video on what I did for these before hiking, so I'll leave the link in the description. I had a big issue with my feet after a 5-day hike that I did from Killarney to Dingle, where I got tendonitis in both Achilles. After that, I really started focusing on my feet prior, during and after a hike. So at the end of the day, your feet are the most important on a trail, because they're the things that get you from A to B. So first of all, I started looking at these. They're like a silicone insert into the heel. They're actually brilliant. They offer, especially if you had a boot that you were backpacking with that didn't have enough support that you wanted. If you add these, it really works. They're light. You can see the wafer design that they have in the back, but they're just literally a silicone insole that your heel sits on, and there's lots of support on it. I'll leave the links in the description. I used them at the start. I'm not using them as much now, but I always have them. I even have them in my hiking bag. They weigh nothing. So why not have them? They're not going to take up much room because they slot into each other like that. So that's one idea for you. Secondly, I got these, which, being honest, didn't really work for me, but I just want to show you the product that's there. It looks disgusting. It looks like a thing of ham. So these are for the ball of your feet, because a lot of people, that's the area you mostly get burn, blisters on. What these are is you put your toes through that, and that covers the full sole of your foot when you're hiking, and it'll stop any heat or blisters or anything. I tried them. They were okay. They kept slipping, and they were a bit uncomfortable on my feet. So look, I don't think I'd recommend these horrible things, but again, they weigh nothing, and I don't really carry them in my bag anymore, but it's always good to test out what works and what doesn't work. These might work for you. I don't know. Again, I'll put the details in the description. That's them. So after I got my tendonitis in my Achilles, I started wearing these. They're ankle straps. Very light. Very supportive. I put these on underneath my socks on every hike. Even I haven't got issues with my ankles now. But it's all about prevention maintenance. And plus, anywhere where these are, you won't get any blisters because they're tight to your heel and all the way up to the mid of your foot. So these are brilliant. I have a couple of pairs of them. I have an extra pair in my hiking bag when I'm going, so that's them. Skin Glide. I saw someone who I hike with using this for the first time. It was a girl, and I went to her and I asked her why. I thought she had smelly feet. I was asking why was she putting deodorant on her feet, because it looks like a roll-on deodorant. I didn't know what it was, but this is a skin shield. It does the very same, I suppose, what Vaseline would do if you put Vaseline on your feet, but carry this with you always. If you feel burn on the soles of your foot, take this off. It's nice. It smells like peppermint, and roll that on your feet, your foot, and you will feel it straight away. It'll stop the burning. It'll stop the movement. It's really good. And if you are doing a really long hike, if you have to stop, take your boots off and do that 4 or 5 times, then do it. You can put that on the soles of your foot, your heels, all the way around your feet, all the way in between your toes if you wanted to, anywhere where it's sore. I see a lot of cyclists actually using that as well for the inside of their thighs when they're cycling. So at the end of the day, this is cheap as chips, and it will really, really work for you and get you out of a pinch if you have one. So that's Skin Shield. It's brilliant stuff and weighs nothing. It's all about weight with me, as you can see, because everything that I'm doing on hikes, yeah, that. So these are my favourite. Physiotape. So for the likes of the Tom Crean challenge that I did last year, and the Galty challenge I did last year, as I said, prevention maintenance. This Physiotape will not come off until you pull it off. It stretches, so a small bit like that you can put on the sole of your foot and stretch it and pull it over, and it will cover the full sole of your foot. So straight away you never have to worry about blisters on that area, for the simple as that, where they come in rolls. I bought a pack of 3, and prior to any hike I have a couple of these. I only ever need to use 2, but I have them for other people if they want them, and my God does it work. So at the end of the day, this is so strong, it's mainly for your feet. That could fix your hiking pole if it broke. That could fix your tent pole if it broke. At the end of the day, I don't see why you shouldn't have this in your hiking bag. It's an incredible bit of kit. And as I said, no matter how wet or anything, this is not like a plaster. This will not come off. You have to pull it off. So yeah, that's my number one go-to. That if I was doing any challenges, stop the blisters before they even start. That's what I use the Physiotape for. So that's brilliant. And it's most important to get a good pair of socks. Not all socks will work for everyone. Like these are merino wool, incredible pair of socks. So these are my winter socks that I'm going to be using with my new hand wags that I'm going to be breaking in soon. So don't cheap out on socks. Get good socks for yourself. Now, as you can see, there's a good few bits and pieces there. Not that you have to carry all of them. Obviously, they're going to be in my boots. They're going to be on me. I probably won't be bringing them. But Skin Glide, extra pair of them. Always an extra pair of socks. Always. And my go-to. Just keep all these in your first aid kit. And definitely Skin Glide. Anyway, that's what I do to keep my feet. Look, your feet deserve it. Like, no one should be sore out in the mountains. You can be exhausted, you can be tired, you can have muscle soreness from tiredness, but no one should be physically injured on a mountain if you prep prior, during and after a hike. Always cut your toenails. Always. But if you forget, have plasters that go around your toenail if it's scraping off your other foot. So, yeah. This is what worked for me. So maybe something else will work for you, but I just want to give you some tips of what I do. Alright, thanks very much for watching. This is Martin here from Soul Trail. Please hit the subscribe button, and sure, look, I'll see you on the next review. Thanks, bye.